Much love. Back to do what I do and teach, and to live me and to live you. Welcome to another EBX discussion. And let's get to the honors. I honor thy ancestors. I honor my dad. May he rest in peace and in power, as well as my grandparents and a cousin I had passed and a friend of the family. May they rest in peace and in power. And I honor my mom. She's alive and vibrant. And may of any of you that have people that have passed that you held dear, may they rest in peace and in power. And as I always say, may our families be prosperous and everything we touch turn to gold. And if I didn't say it already, welcome to another EBX discussion. And we're going to get into it. And be a king by any means. Because we have to do that. And do what we do. And keep on moving through. No matter what. Because, we have significant others that are attached to us. We have children. We have family. We have brothers and sisters out there that's fighting for us. Front line, in the trenches. We need our warriors in all areas. And this is going to be for the brothers. And I think I'm going to do one, for the sisters. But be that king, my brothers, by any means. Let nothing stop us. Because I always say, I hate to repeat things, but you can't get to the light if you give up the fight. So stay with it, my brothers, my reachers and my teachers. Salute my soldiers and soldierettes. Keep on going within. Keep drawing out that power. And the true warrior will be revealed. It's not easy for some brothers, but you have to be willing. You have to be strong. You have to be steadfast. You have to be able to receive, whether from that higher power, communicating with our significant other, our queens, communicating with our children, communicating with our family, being the best of ourselves at all times. Have no doubt, no worry, because that will hinder us. We always have to think to ourselves that we are kings. And always look over, above, and beyond, no matter the challenge. Because when you're breathing life, challenges are nothing to us. And we're all kings. Like I always say, we all leaders. We're all kings. Some of us just don't know that we're kings because of this world and this system. No, you stand tall. You be powerful. You stand for our sisters, our young sisters, our older sisters. They need us, my brothers. And I will continue on this walk. And I will continue being a king. And I'll be a king for my sisters. I'll be a king for my family. I'll be a king for my children. I'll be a king for that higher power that has gotten me to this point, as well as many brothers and sisters that's reaching and teaching out there. Because when you're a receiver and you're looking to do positive things and you're looking to be great, that's exactly what you attract. Now, being a king is not always easy, but you have to go through the uneasy moments to get to the peaceful moments. We create peace in our life amongst the challenges and all these things swirling around us. But you stand tall and be a king. And this is for my young kings. This is my older kings. Because when the smoke clears, I know that we'll be standing. Because one knows one's heart, and the universe knows one's heart. And if you stay real, genuinely real, not just saying we're real, know we're real, be real, become one with being real. And it's a really great feeling when you're doing the right thing, my kings. And you stay steadfast. You deflect anything negative, anything that's self-doubt. Because I always say those that are powerful can feel your vibration. This spiritual realm, it's not a joke, fellas. So take it serious. You know, a lot of us know this, but some don't take it serious. You know, when you step into this power, it's nothing to play with. You either a king or you're not. There's no in the middle. Because, you know, shit is getting real out here. So we got to stay steadfast. And as we always say, stay focused. And sometimes we need to hear things over and over because some of us don't get it. And, you know, have good conversations with each other, vibe with each other, love one another, you know, through our differences and some of our disagreements. Some of you hear me say a lot, disagree to agree. Let nothing stop you from sharing energy with other kings. Because, you know, I know this is an old saying, but there is power in unity. And the more of us are vibing on the same, you know, on the same wavelength, those true kings will be revealed. Be that leader that the universe has called us to be, no matter what. And always say, always know that this brother right here will be standing tall next to you, even in spirit, even if, you know, we don't see each other or we're not communicating. I will always stand tall to my king. Salute. Because our sisters need us. And we gotta get over the little petty things. You know, I always say there's way more at stake in this life than little petty debates and arguments. It will get us nowhere. Because we gotta teach our young kings. We gotta let them know they're kings. I always tell my son's older brother, my son Ethan, I always talk about. His name is Emerald. And I always call him King Emerald. You know, you have to say things to enlighten our young brothers, to make them feel powerful. Words are powerful. And, you know, like my other son, he's not my biological son, but I call him my son. You know, his name is Dion. I call him Brother D. You know, it's energy in that. It's a vibration. You know, and my sisters too, we should say my sister, my brother. We need to say that more. And when we call out that energy, when we send that energy, when we call our young brothers kings, it gets into their subconscious. Even if we think they're not listening, speak out words of life. You know, speak life into them. Everyone we come in contact with, every brother we come in contact with, we treat them like a king. I don't care what state they're in their life. Because we always got to remember, my brothers, we have been there too. So let's treat each other like kings. And we don't have to worry about those that have self-hate, because that greater, higher power will reveal that. So we don't have to worry about that, even though a lot of us have discernment and are very powerful. But when we're in it and we're for real, that higher power, that great creator will always be by our side. So we don't never have to worry, even though things will seem to come off, maybe a tad scary, but it won't come near us. When you stand tall and you stay pure within your heart, and to be a king, to be a king, it's responsibility, accountability. And, you know, I don't want to sound too cliche, but with great power comes responsibility and accountability. So when we reach that king status, it's a lot of things that we're going to have to stop doing. I'm not talking about those that's already there. I'm talking about those that's just beginning. And you can't justify things. You can't, you know, make excuses for things. If you're going to be a king, be a king. And that's be a king in every area of our lives. We have to. Like, we can't be lusting. It's a lot of things. Like I said, with great power comes great accountability. We can't be lusting, can't be lying, can't be sneaky. You know, we're gonna make mistakes, but if we do, we go back and fix it and get back on board. And don't make excuses, and stay steadfast and keep marching and forging forward. Salute, because we need soldiers and soldierettes. But this particular podcast is about being a king by any means. We have to. We cannot stop, because And I don't care how we do it, whether we in the street, whether we on social media, I don't care. Put out that good energy. People need to hear that because it's a lot of people that are unaware. That's why we need straight kings out here. And I see a lot of kings. I'm connected to a lot of kings because throughout this walk, when I first started, I've cut off a lot of people. A lot of people that wasn't doing me any good. I hate to be mean, but when you on this walk, and it's heartbreaking sometimes, but sometimes you have to let some individuals go. And I'm not talking about anyone I listen to or my kings that I'm connected to. I'm talking about, along the way, in the near, in the past. Sometimes you have to cut people off because it's unfortunate if an individual has a low vibration, it will pull you down. And if you're powerful enough and you're discerned enough, you will feel it. So we have to heal. We have to make sure we right when we're dealing with that higher power, because the universe is nothing to play with. Mother Nature is nothing to play with. And brothers need to take this spiritual realm, need to take this shit serious. It's nothing to play with, because that higher power will convict you if you call yourself being a king and you're sneaking and doing things behind closed doors. And I'll admit, that was a hard lesson for me, because at one point I didn't take it serious. And when the great creator has called you to do something, he will display a little anger. But he'll show it in dreams or in an action, or you'll be wondering why something bad happened to you, because you're not being for real. You can't be looking at porn and sneaking and, ooh, that girl got a nice ass. We can't be like, we gotta clear all that out. It's a distraction. I don't care how we try to justify it. We have to change the way we think about our sisters, and it will make a big difference. And also, sisters that are spiritually connected, they can feel when you're real or when you're fake or when you've been doing something. And, like I've heard individuals say, I've heard sisters say, I've heard brothers say, be careful of what you attach yourself to, especially if it's toxic. Because once you open that door and, don't entertain, like they say, don't poke the bear. Don't do little nasty, lusting things, because once you go down that road, once you open up that Pandora's box, and you keep doing it, and you keep doing it, it's the harder it is, the more challenge. I ain't gonna even say challenging. The more harder it is to come up out of it, because the more you get trapped in lusting and other things in our lives that are toxic, and you're justifying it and you're making excuses, you just gonna fall deeper and deeper and deeper into that abyss. Because again, like I say, been there, done that, and it's little things, it's little signs that that will show us, like, hey, you better stop it, you better cut that out. Higher power speaks to us. I always say this, that higher power, you can say higher power, greater creator, inner voice, universe, whatever you want to call it, it speaks to all of us. I don't care who we are, even if we try to block it out and don't listen, it speaks to all of us. And those that are outside of Hollywood and TV and all this bullshit that's going on, we see things a lot clearer, because when you within this industry, you literally are blind. Even though they can, you have those that, and it's heartbreaking, because it's some individuals that's in this industry that I like some of their music and movies and stuff like that, but when you're standing on the outside of the perimeter and you're not in where the beast is, you can see it all. The power of observation, you see it all. When you keep yourself in a good space and not a toxic space, you see it all. But it takes work, it takes time, it takes studying, it takes listening, it takes dealing with humiliation and dealing with something that's like, okay, this is wrong. I can't do this anymore. We have to come to that point. And once we reach that status, when we cutting everything off and little things, little entities that try to hit us on, I've talked about this, those toxic entities that try to follow us on social media, and I'm talking to my kings now, my brothers. That's who I'm talking to right now, because we all have experienced this, especially on social media. Those little entities that try to, you get those little porn links that try to follow you. Or I see it a lot on Twitter, and Twitter is loaded with porn. And if you ain't careful, they'll try you. And I tweeted one time, and I said, for those nasty females that keep on trying to draw me into your nasty ass life, I literally said this. I tweeted this: leave me the fuck alone. Fuck off. I'm not on that shit. I have people that look up to me. I have children. I have a queen. I have no time for that shit. So leave me the fuck alone and stop trying to follow me. That's exactly what I tweeted. That's how we have to be, my brothers. We have to be strong in our convictions. And I don't care what people think. People can say, "Oh, you too aggressive, you cussing." I don't give a fuck. Look at what the devil does. You think the devil gives a fuck? So we got to be the same way. We got to be just as tough and just as strong and back that fucking devil up and let him know, hey, ain't shit going on here. I am a king by any means. Nothing is going to stop me. Because do you know what we've been through, brothers? Especially those that's been through a lot. I know I've been through a lot, but it's brothers that been through way worse shit than me. One thing I noticed that a lot of us have in common, a lot of us have been homeless. Because I've been homeless before. And just about most of the most, let me get this out. Most brothers that are very, very powerful and don't take no shit have been homeless before. And I think we all, we didn't, when we didn't set out to be homeless. But I think that higher power, that great creator, puts all of us in different positions to make us stronger, to build us. So, we can teach those down the line. A lot of us, we don't know this, when we're going through our challenges and when we were homeless. But we look back on it now and we see that everything we went through was for a reason and a purpose to get us to this place that we are now. And that's why we got a lot of kings out here. Salute. I salute all kings, even those that don't know that they're kings. You a king, my brother, especially my young brothers. Be a king. Stop all this petty shit and, harness that energy. It's okay to have a little gangster in you, but you got to harness that gangster. Turn it in, draw something good from it. Turn it into a righteous anger. Don't turn it toward each other. Stop having hate toward each other. And this curse will never get broken if we continue to do that. We have to know that we're kings. And I'm sorry, walking around with your pants hanging off your ass, that ain't no damn king. That's apparent. If you're wearing, that's how I think when I, not beating up on my brothers. I know it's a different generation, different time. But it's grown men that do this too. It ain't just the young brothers. If your pants hanging off your ass, you ain't there yet, my brother. You're not. Because a king is shielded. A king is a soldier. A king is aware of himself and those around him. And he know what his purpose is, and he know what he's here to do, whatever that purpose is, because we all got different purposes. And one purpose, my purpose, is to break curses. That's my purpose. That's what I'm here to do. That's why I'm the curse breaker by any means. I'm gonna break all these curses. I'm gonna be the first brother that's trying to help everyone and not hating on everyone. And that's how we gotta think, brothers. Let's be that king. We all are kings. Let's draw it out and show it to our sisters and show the world, which many of us have. And that's why I put this brother on my banner. Because look at the intensity in his face. Look at his face. And it reminds me of Malcolm X. Malcolm X is always in my spirit. Just look at that. Look at my banner. Look at his face. Do he look like he play any games? That's how we need to be. And that look that he has on his face, this gentleman I have on my banner, that's how we need to be in our spirit. That's how we need to be in our spirit. How his face is, now he ain't playing no games and he's standing on his and he ain't moving. That's what this banner represents. A brother that's standing still on what he knows and the righteous things that we desire, and we stand on it, and we don't let no one knock us off. I don't give a fuck what it is or how scary it is. We got to be strong, and fuck the bullshit. And, don't give in to any demon. And we stay steadfast. And we keep this spiritual momentum going. Because when we're kings, we can't be stopped. There's no such thing as stopping. Fear, get the fuck out of here. There's no such thing as self-doubt. We have to be like that in our spirit. We have to be aggressive in our spirit. Because it's entities out here that want our soul, that want our mind. Some want our lives. So we have to be very, very careful. And, I know a lot of us are speaking and, they say they listen to everything we say. Who gives a fuck? Fuck them. No, we keep on going. We live one life. We can't live our life in fear. And that's not, like I always say, it don't mean you a gangster or you hard. No, it's about being true to oneself and not taking no shit. Especially those of us that have been through a lot of things already. We don't have time for bullshit. And I know a lot of my kings out there can agree with this and feel this. Because, when you've been through the woulda, coulda, shouldas, when you've been there, you have no time for bullshit. And that's being a king by any means. Never stop. Because you never know what blessings we have right before us. And it's a whole lot of work that needs to be done. And this, and you know what? We've overcame. Now we got to maintain, my brothers. We got to maintain. Because the higher up we go, the more powerful we get, the more bullshit that's going to try to come at us. So we always got to keep ourselves in that anticipation mode and stay ready. Because when you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. And when you got that king within, deep within your subconscious, those that you are attached to, that you love and that love you and you care about and they care about you, they will feel you and they will also see that king presence on the outside. And even, like I say on the job and stuff like that and out in the street, they will see that king in you too. When you stay real to oneself and you ain't taking no shit, people will feel that. They will know not to fuck with you. That's why we can't be fake on this walk. Because those evil entities will sniff you out if you're for real or not. So, and that was a lesson one had to learn. Remember, my brothers, anything I teach others is nothing I don't teach to myself. So, that's one thing I've learned. We have to be genuine and real within. And then that true king will be revealed. We cannot be fake. I repeat, cannot be fake, especially in these times. Because, we can't, like I say, we are human beings. We're going to have stupid little thoughts sometimes. But if you've practiced and you've been on this walk for a long, long time, it's really not shit to us. Those that are kings and have made it to that success status in our mind. We don't worry about shit like that. And a lot of times, entities will be afraid of you. When the entity know you're a powerful ass king, a powerful ass brother, entity will literally be scared of you. But that's why I always say when we rebuke something, let it dissipate and disappear and go into the universe. Because I don't want negative energy to come to me or you or any of our loved ones. I want it to get away from us. I go some fucking where and disappear. That energy need to get the fuck away from all of us, especially those that are righteous. We have no time for games. Because that's what being a king is all about. And when you finally do righteous things and you finally get to that place, you'll be like, oh man, I'm so glad. And you'll see, and the great creator will place individuals in front of you, unfortunately, that aren't self-aware, to kind of, every now and then, I think he'll bring people like that in your life just to remind you and to keep you on track that, this is how you could be if you do this. He'll send different things to you, but sometimes it's not always vivid. Sometimes it could be subtle, but that's why you have to be self-aware. You have to be spiritually self-aware because you have to see the subtle things that universe sends to us. Just little things all the time, because that's one thing the higher power loves, is when we're being real with ourselves and we've been real with our fellow kings. Because the more we connect, even though a lot of us have our own platforms, we are still vibing on the same wavelength. Even though we teach different, or we teach things in a different way or come at it a different way, at the end of the day, we're all trying to reach that righteous place and help others reach that righteous place also. As long as we're righteous and we're real in the heart. And if you're not, I feel sorry for you. Because what do I always say, my brothers? What we try to hide inside, especially if it's toxic and evil, the universe is going to draw it out. I will say that from time to time. Because those that are toxic and think they can go around the higher power, trust me, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. You can keep trying. You can be sneaky and evil and keep doing that. You can go right on the head. You're going to be forever be in that mental prison. And it's unfortunate that a lot of brothers are in a mental prison. And I see it all the time, especially in a lot of our young brothers. And I remember I used to think like that, calling girls bitches and hoes. And it was a time where one thought that was normal. And I think about that now. I was like, wow, I used to think that stuff was normal, and me and brothers, and we seeing, how many phone numbers we can get. Just like, we treated women literally like they weren't shit. I mean, literally, it was just something we can jump on top of and have sex and go to the next one. I was like, wow, it's just wow. That's all you can say. It's like, I can't believe I used to, I don't, like the word believe, but I could just, can't believe I used to think like that, how low my vibration was. I didn't, man, I was just so unaware. But, that's what a lot of us went through that, and that's what formulated, that's what shaped us, and that's what made us the kings we are today. And I'm so proud of my brothers that are, I got to watch that word proud, but, I'm thankful for my brothers that are kings today and made it through all their challenges. I salute you, because I've been through a lot of challenges too. Like I said, most of our powerful kings out here, a lot of us have been homeless. A lot of us have been heartbroken. A lot of us been done wrong by people we thought that were in our corner. So, and that's why a lot of us are the way we are. And like some brothers that I don't perceive, because I know brothers have been through things, so I don't take things the wrong way. But if you're one of those individuals that don't overstand some of our teachers out here, you might be a little thrown back. And you might think they're being cocky, and no, it's just they've been through a lot of shit. And when you, especially, some of these brothers that got the big platforms, and you keep getting these knuckleheads and trolls coming through their channel, and in life in general, they probably dealt with a lot of knuckleheads in their whole life. So that's why a lot of them will kind of come off kind of cocky, because, you just get tired of the bullshit. And it's not about being cocky. It's just, life shapes us, man. It makes us, it toughens us up, because we've learned, we know better now. We have to keep our guard up, and and be inspiring and loving at the same time. But we always got to keep that pineal gland open, because we can detect, wrong things in individuals when our pineal gland open, and we ignore them till they fade away. And I thank my kings out there that I have learned from, and I'm thankful for my young kings that I've had from the mothers of my children, my sons. They're kings, and one thing I'll reiterate, one hasn't had the best relationship with my biological children. And, that was, no excuses, but, if I thought the way I thought now, back then, things would have been a lot different. We all go through that. But I love my children, and I'm willing to deal with any challenge that I have with them, and that's being a king. But I do have a current son. That's my king. His name is Ethan. And all my kids on his side, on his mother's side, kings and queens. That's what I'm raising. So I love my children, and I call down great protection on them, even though we haven't talked in a while. To my biological children. And I call down protection on them, that we come together and have a good discussion, and they're doing great in their lives, and they be protected, and people that they're attached to, and that's my daughters and my sons and all our children out here. May the great Creator protect them all from any stupid entity, any person, or any toxic thing. Keep it the fuck away from them, and keep our kings standing tall and protecting and fighting for those out there that's struggling in their lives. Cause that's my thought. So all you kings out there, stay strong, stay meditating, deflect anything toxic, and call down protection in your realm on those that's around you and that's connected to you. Let's call down protection for those loved ones that we are connected to, reaching and teaching, and those that are in our personal lives. And let's keep this powerful, spiritual, never stopping momentum going. One love to all my kings out there. Be a fucking king by any means. Don't let nothing stop us. There is no stop. Stopping don't even exist in a powerful king's world. Because this is what we do. And this is what we will continue to do. And we're going to stop any toxic thing. Fuck the devil. That's how we got to think. Because we have a mission here. And we got to stay on this mission. We got people that's hurting out there. So that's why we got to be a king at all times, by any means. And that's my thought. And that's my real thought. And I thank those that joined in to another EBX discussion. And I give honor to my reachers and teachers out there, to my family, my children, my children's mothers, to all the brothers and sisters out there all over the world, and especially my kings. May you have peace in your part of the world, wherever you are right now. And may you forever prosper and be protected from anything toxic. Real talk. And have a great, strong. All my kings, stay up, stay powerful. Salute.